Hey y'all, it's Whit with another Slater session. This morning I just wanted to go through something really quick that is very valuable but also something we run into a lot, and that is just using JavaScript to create a CMS driven slider from a Webflow collection. We're going to be using Slick.js and using Slater, and we'll walk you through kind of beginning to end how to get it set up. Let's go. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that I have some collection items. I've made a dummy collection here, 20 items with each having an image and a caption. So that's all good. I've got some data to work with. That's all being represented here on the screen because I've added that to my CMS slider page. And in each collection item, just given a field for image and text block. And that's all we need to get that started. So let's jump over into Slater. And over here you'll see that I've already queried the chatbot. I said, please help me create a custom Slick.js slider using Webflow collection items, and it has returned some data. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab the libraries and corresponding style sheets that it brings back, copy those. And one thing that I know just because of Slick Slider is that I'm actually going to copy these not into the head tag, but in before the closed body tag. That has to do with kind of how jQuery loads and is ordered. So I can go ahead and delete those head tags there. And we can jump back over into Slater and grab our single script for the page just to make sure that that is loading on our page. And we'll drop that in below the library script tags that we've got. Because really what we want to have is Slick and all its dependencies to load first, and then our Slater script to load second. So go ahead and save that. Good to go. And I'm going to jump back over here. You'll see I've got some code just below our script embeds and CSS files that kind of get everything set up. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this onto our code block, code editor. And one thing I also know, because I'm using jQuery, is that we want to make sure jQuery is instantiated before we try to fire the Slick.js code. So what I'm going to do is actually add from our library here the Webflow push script. And what we can do, this really just fires once Webflow's given the signal that it's ready. So I'm going to take the script that I got back from the bot and wrap that into this Webflow push function. And the other thing I need to make sure I do, we've got a dummy class name in here. It just says your collection list class name. And so we're going to go over to Webflow and we'll look at our collection list, which is right here. And we're going to give that a class name of Slick Slider and make sure that that sticks. And we'll jump back over here and just sub in Slick Slider for that class name that was in there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and Command S or Control S on Windows, Command 3 or Control 3 on Windows. We'll jump back over into Webflow and give this a publish, and we'll see what we got. So with that, it looks like we have a slider set up, and it is displaying 3 slides at a time. I can swipe, I can navigate with the dots. And what I want to do, just to give a little bit clearer demo of this, I'm going to change my slides to show value to 1. And I'll do that across breakpoints just so we've got consistent behavior just for this demo. You can customize it a lot of different ways, but this will get us what we need. Okay, so I've got that saved and then push to production. And go back over to my page and Command-Shift-R for a hard refresh in Chrome. And we have our dots that we can use to navigate. We can page through, and you'll see that in Webflow it still is represented as a list, and that's because the JavaScript doesn't run until the page is loaded, and so it's kind of doing the magic after the fact. But with not a ton of effort, we've been able to use the Slater slider and the Slater bot to get us set up with a CMS driven slider using Slick. And you can use this for Swiper. You can also use this for things like staggered animations with GSAP. A lot of possibilities, but hopefully this gets you a good start, and we will see you out there.